Number 5, my 5th favourite fictional character of all time. It's Laura fucking Wilson. Probably my most niche character on here. Go with me. Hear me out, don't be dissuaded by something that's a comic, and you'll find one of the greatest stories of the last decade in The Wicked and the Divine. I was toying around this list for a while. Originally, for a hot minute, this spot was reserved for Brutal Uzumaki, a likeable, complex little kid that's twice the character his dad was at his age. And, you know, for a focus on peacetime, relationships, personal growth and world building, Bruto's more mature personality leads to an unfairly panned sequel series. I scrapped that video once I realised I was just trying to defend that show rather than talk about a cool character. I like him, he's a fun, cool younger character, completely independent of his dad, but he's not the sole reason that show works. So I chose to bench him and talk about an actual masterpiece of a character study, Laura Goddamn Wilson. It's London 2014, and the old gods have been reincarnated. Baphomet, Dionysus, Lucifer, Woden the Morrigan, and are currently on tour playing gigs at the O2. I discovered The Wicked and the Divine in my second year of university, and I didn't realise just how long this story stuck with me. I finished it at the beginning of this year, and it affected me so much I thanked them personally for it. I should do that more often. This is a series about life and death, insecurity and fandom, celebrity and legacy. They will be loved, they will be hated, they will be brilliant. In 2 years they will be dead. These are the original promises made back in Volume 1, and oh, are they fulfilled. And in this is one hopeless fangirl, Laura Wilson. Laura Wilson wants their life. She wants to burn bright and be adored and be the most absolute version of herself she can be. And the power fantasy offered in Wicked and Divine is just that. But it doesn't burn for long. And there's your first hint about Laura. 2 years left on this earth and then you die? That's being sentenced to death. This girl is so willing to attain fame and status and beauty that she will just throw her life away. This series spoke to me because not only is it, geographically close to home, but it hits close to home. The Wicked and the Divine is the story of a fan destroying the very thing she loves. 12 lost young adults just clinging to power fantasies and not seeing them as just that, blatant insecurities made manifest. You've got your Kanye, you've got your Rihanna, you've got your Florence and the Machine, Daft Punk, Prince. Every subculture and subgenre is addressed. The Wicked and Divine is really a comic more for people who value the discography of David Bowie over the filmography of the Avengers. Laura, reborn as Persephone, is maybe the only character, the only god that I can't pin a specific artist to. Persephone wants it all. Or should I say, the old Laura did, as what does Persephone even want now that she's on the top of the world? Living inside her own bubble of ego. Well, frankly, she wants to tear the whole fucking thing down. Honestly, it's hard to see this character from the same part of the world as me, the same age as me back in 2014 going on a self-destructive streak. Persephone is the god of self-sabotage. And, fuck. I can't really tiptoe this character without copious spoilers, but let me just say, this is the most fully formed character study I've seen. Out of the entire list, there's no character that has a better send-off, a more perfect ending than Laura. It's very easy to say the series is a parable about celebrity or insecurity, and it is. But it's also really about death. Why live life with the lifespan of a normal person if there's no lasting legacy? The series is a direct response to a few things. Number 1, Gamergate. The entire chapter on Tara kind of deserves its own spot on this list. Number 2, the passing of David Bowie, with the album Black Star being actually cited as a direct influence. Black Star, of course, being an artist saying goodbye. And last of all, the unfortunate passing of writer Kieran Gillen's father, which is where the idea stemmed from. And I think influences more of the story for Laura than I actually realised upon first reading. Favourite moment? How about that twist? You know, that twist? I need to be more specific and narrow it down. The first twist of 50 is Laura Wilson and her parents being murdered. The main character's dead. And for the whole of Volume 3, she is nowhere to be seen. And when she finally does come back, she destroys their world. The one she idolised for years. She's a loose cannon. She's a wild card. She doesn't know where her anger's going to take her next. And it's not obvious self-loathing, and it takes issues and issues for her to acknowledge it as self-loathing, as her immoral actions, her relationships with people are all designed as just a way of self-punishment. And that's a language I understand. I'm talking very broadly about these larger themes, but they're very woven together. It's all got this synthesis to it, where it doesn't treat you like an idiot, and the series never tells you explicitly what it's about. But I've got a feeling it returns to that skull on the front cover. The first panel. Look into the face of your own death. Look past the words. Remember they were written. Remember they're a writer's design, not yours. Every story tries to bury what the future really is beneath all that ink, but it's up to you, and it's always been up to you. What an amazing mission statement of a character. Please read The Wicked and the Divine. In one panel, Laura fucking Wilson! Thank you for watching. This one I tried to make as unpretentious as possible. I think I failed. Just a very big subject to approach in 6 minutes. Next week's number 4. Oh, I am excited for number 4. Try and guess who that is, if you can.